Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maximer and I'm here checking out Pokken Tournament DX. This is the fighting game previously on Wii U, but now it's been ported to the Switch. I have been fairly looking forward to this because generally Bandai Namco 3D fighting games are usually pretty good. The only one I haven't gotten is Tekken 7, and that's because I haven't been able to get an opportunity to get Tekken 7 because, you know, retail games are expensive. But anyway, this is the game's main menu system. It's actually really simple. There's not that much to see in this menu. It's all, like, seriously, we're skipping like 4 of these. There's practice mode, which lets you, you know, practice. There's a few tutorials. They're actually fairly long and give you some pretty in-depth information about the game, which is nice. Nothing wrong with them. You got a single battle over here, which is literally just set your opponent's Pokemon in level. You've got wireless battle for versus individual switches, local battle, which is 2 people on the same switch, and you've got online battle, Ferrum League, and the daily challenge, which are your main sources of content for the game. You've also got My Town, which is where we'll go first. So if you come here, you can check your battle record and what replays you saved. I believe I have 1 replay saved here. I will show that off because I actually really liked that match. It was a match against a Japanese dude, and we went back and forth a bit. I kept wiping the floor with him, but he eventually came back and we ended up doing this really cool showdown in the final round where we both went into our super modes and I had like 100 health left and I still won. But yeah, battle log, which will show you all your match records. Notably, Nonary Lame there is actually a person who watches this channel. So hello, Nonary Lame. You somehow managed to get into a bloody video of mine. So yeah, you got all your battle logs right there. That's also where you go to save your, slapping myself in the face there, was where you go to save your replays. So you can see all your little stats going on up here. All pretty basic stuff. The only character I've really been playing with is Mewtwo. I got lucky. I found the character I prefer right off the bat, but as you can see, there's a fair few different Pokemon in the game. They all work relatively differently. Pikachu Libre, what the hell? What? Okay. But yeah, they all have different kinds of battle styles, but it all comes down to a few things, which we'll get into in the game. You can also see my S level over there, my skill level, which has some extra stats that I've put in over there. And it's a little bit odd, this system. I'm not entirely sure what it affects, because I don't think it has any effect. At least if there is any effect, it's quite minor. But apparently you can increase your attack, your defense, your synergy, which means you'll get your rage mode faster, or your strategy, which means you'll get support Pokemon faster and better effects. You can change your avatar and your title, and your name, of course. I have got a cute white-haired girl with a bloody red fluffy scarf and a bloody Hawaiian shirt. You can come here to buy all the different kinds of items and stuff that you feel like using Pokegold, which you get via beating the game. And by beating the game, I mean beating battles and stuff like that. Pretty much everything you do will get you money for this. Title settings is, well, mine's currently Perfectionist. You unlock these via doing particular things in the fighting game. There's a ton of them. There's like 700 or something. A ridiculous amount. And your comment settings, which is just, yeah. You can just put in whatever you feel like out of all of those, which is nice. You can change your partner Pokemon, which just changes the default Pokemon you have selected in the multiplayer modes, and in the single player mode, you just go straight in with them. No fiddling around. You can change your cheer skill, which does any one of a few things. You can just see all the little effects down at the bottom right there. We'll get into all of them once we get in the game. I don't want to spend too long around here. You can also turn off her advice, which I recommend you do. I currently have her on the Japanese voice because the English voice is horrendously annoying. You can rebind what all of these buttons do, which is nice. I think I will actually rebind these 2 here so that both my shoulders do the same thing. I don't think the other buttons need to be worried about that much anyway. And your sound settings, which again, you can change the voice language, which is pretty nice, and all your sound sliders are there. That's My Town, basically. So we've got 3 different kinds of content that we can do. So we have the daily challenge, which changes every day, obviously, and you can earn a fair amount of stuff from it. You can choose what Pokemon you want to fight with, what support Pokemon, well, you're stuck with a certain kind of Pokemon, a certain kind of set, and your mode and clear conditions, which is nice. Because it means you can just come back and do something else every day and you'll get a reward for it, whether it be an avatar award or a money award. And you've also got the Ferrum League. The Ferrum League is fairly easy to understand. So you fight in these league matches, which are 5 trainer battles in a row, and that puts your current ranking up. Once you're in the top 8, you can fight the tournament. If you win the tournament, you can do the promotion test. Up you go. Seriously, that's all it is. You do that all the way up to the next thing. There are also a few other things you can do, like you've got a mission panel here, and you can see that you can do specific objectives to unlock parts of the panel. And there's a bonus key over on the right there. What does the bonus key do? I have no flipping idea. It gives you like one line, and I haven't been able to find that line since. So, yeah, I've got 2 bonus keys in the blue league and the green league, but I have got no idea what to do with them. Which is frustrating, honestly. You can also press the plus button to get her to tell you about the any particular mode that you're in at any particular time. We're not going to bother doing that, because I have won every single match I've played in the Ferrum League. The AI is pants on head retarded. I have no idea why. It is legitimately frustrating just how easy that mode is. The only thing that's even remotely difficult about that mode is the, brain. The only thing that's remotely difficult about that mode is, there is a story behind it, where there's this Black Mewtwo going around fucking things up, and if you fight the Black Mewtwo, which you'll do after the 2 gym battle, or the 2, leader battles, I should say, he is extremely hard, because he has a blocking fetish, and he can probably read your inputs as well, because I've noticed that once you get him below half health, he basically becomes impossible to hit properly. So what we're going to do is we're going to go fight online. I was fighting online a fair bit. I think I played like 10 to 12 matches against people from all over the world, and, well, most of them went alright. And as you can see, I actually did pretty well on my win-loss record, so that's pretty good. You've got ranked matches, you've got group matches, which is just a room that you fight in, and you've also got friendly matches, which is what I prefer to play. I don't like playing with ranks, just because ranks, I find myself getting really stressed out about my rank going up and down, and I'm not particularly a fan of doing that. And you can also come here to manage your replays. You can't save as that many replays, but you can save a certain amount of replays, so you can play back the replay and you can save it and you can upload it so that other people will watch it. But as you can see, you don't really get to save that many replays, which kind of sucks. I'd like to see more. But for now, let's just go and play some friendly matches, shall we? Needing my water. So, you can choose your battle Pokemon here, and as you can see, they've all got different kinds of things that they can do. The bigger Pokemon are more likely to be powerful, but you do also have some standard ones as well. You've also got ones that are based on speed and ones that are based on power. It's all pretty basic stuff, really. I'm going to play with Mewtwo, because I like Mewtwo. You can also choose a support set of Pokemon, and you can choose between either of the 2 support Pokemon at the beginning of a round, depending on what you think you'll need, which is actually a pretty nice little thing to do. I prefer Snivy and Lapras, but I'll let you have a little look at everybody else who's here, just because, you know, that's a nice thing to have. You can also see that you'll get positive and negative statuses off them if they're either their attack hits or if, you know, you manage to get them off, which is nice. Because it's just nice having so many options, really. Like, if you want to be a defensive player, play, like Electrode, or if you want to be an attacking player, which I generally am, play with Snivy and Lapras, which is my preferred duo. And of course, you can come here to pick your... You also have to pick this again. I prefer Whimsical, just because I like the luck of the draw more than anything else. So the way this works is, it searches for 10 seconds, and if it runs out of time, which it never did for me, never mind. If it runs out of time, it'll just put you into a CPU battle, but chances are it can even pop up, like, during, like, the loading screen. Yeah, see, there it is. Didn't even get into the CPU fight, and we just go straight into the fight with a person in the world. Now, here's the thing about the game's netcode. You can see in the bottom left that it says I'm in the United States, which is a lie. I'm actually in Australia. It seems that it pulls your, what region you're in, I should say, from the account that your Nintendo Switch has. Like, I usually play all my games on my United States account. However, I don't actually find this to be the case. If you search for people nearby, instead of people all over the world, it will actually search in the physical region that you're in, which is nice. So, here's the thing. So I'm in Australia, and I was searching for people nearby, and I was finding people in Australia, right? That is more or less... Oh dear, I got... That is more or less what I would expect. It just doesn't say that you're from Australia, right? But anyway, I should probably start explaining the, I should probably start explaining bloody Pokken Tournament, shouldn't I? Because I'm just having too much fun talking about bloody regions and all that. Damn it. He managed to grab counter me. But anyway, so this is Pokken Tournament. It is a one-on-one 3D Pokemon fighting game, which is a neat concept, I gotta admit. This isn't what I was expecting when I heard that there was a Pokemon fighting game, but oh well, I don't actually mind that one bit. It's a good idea now that I've actually played the game. I'm willing to admit this is actually a really unique and interesting idea more than anything else. So the idea is, you've got your different Pokemon, and they all have a weak attack and a strong attack, and they also have different moves that they can do, depending on what direction you push the button in. The analog stick in, I should say. Damn it. And you also have a couple of other buttons and stuff that you can play with as well. So for example, my X button is my light attack, my Y button is my heavy attack, and my A button is my special attack, I believe. I'm not entirely sure what exactly it's called, but it is a kind of attack nonetheless. Gotcha. So yeah, you've got all your different attacks, and you also have basic things like combos as well. There is a move list in the pause menu, which I will... Well, I can't really go to it while I'm searching for fights and all that, right? As you can see, I get my rating, I get some money, and that's pretty much all I get. I also get XP for the Pokemon I was using, and if I level up, I get a stat point. I can choose to rematch immediately, or I can just go and fight another opponent, which is exactly what I'm going to do. But yeah, you've got your different moves, and you do have combos that you can do as just a general fighting game thing. It does feel like a very traditional 3D fighting game. You do have your different moves you can do and all that. Let's see if I can actually get to the actual CPU fight. Never mind. Told ya, it can just pop up during the loading screen. No questions asked. Hello, Limbo from Canada. I wonder if this is actually going to be a Canadian fight. Like if this is actually a Canadian or just a guy who's on a Canadian account for whatever reason who just happens to be in Australia. I don't want to talk about all the other mechanics that you've seen just so far because I'm not done talking about the basic game moves yet. You do have the B button that you can use to jump. And there are a few other mechanics. I might as well talk about this. So this is phase shift. Well, that was phase shifting, I should say. So phase shifting is interesting. So if you manage to hit the opponent with a specific attack, it will swap the phase mode. And the phase mode is... The phase mode is one of two different modes. You've got this mode here, which lets you move around, and you've got the mode that's in 2D, which lets you get into close-range combat. And this makes things interesting, because if you're in the 2D mode like this... I think he was waiting for me to jump there, because now... let me guess. No, apparently not. Oh. That still hurts, okay. Yay, took him out. But the difference between the two modes is that in the 2D mode, physical attacks will do more damage. So if you get up close and personal, you can do that. You also have the other mode, which is great for like ranged combat and staying out of the way. And some characters will do better in dual mode, which is the 2D mode, than the field mode, and vice versa. For example, Pikachu is not very good in this mode at all. Bloody Weavile is doing great here. He was expecting me to block. Oh, crap. He just did a super special move on me. I'm probably dead. No, I'm still alive, apparently. What? Okay, maybe he gets two. Yeah, screw you, buddy. Do that again. So yeah, the difference between the two modes is pretty damn paramount because you've got a ton of moves on each Pokemon, and the different moves actually change when you go between the two modes. So you end up doing all sorts of different moves when you're in dual mode versus the field mode. Which is a really clever idea, actually, considering, because it actually works pretty well, I gotta say. Like, so you've got the far and away, firing pot shots at each other, doing all sorts of silly stuff, all those sorts of moves going on, and then you've got the up close and personal mode here, where you deal out a ton of damage. It is actually just a really neat system, and I quite like it, right? There are a couple of other things you can do, of course. That's kind of gay. That was probably a bloody... That was a hell of a combo right there, mate. But... There we go. It's just a neat system, is what I'm trying to say, because it makes fights have a bit of an ebb and flow to them that you usually wouldn't get if you're only in one mode at a time, right? It is a surprisingly engaging feature, because again, there are specific moves that'll take you out of a particular mode or put you in a particular mode, so you can do it whichever way you want. You want to be constantly trying to get into dual mode because you do a fantastic amount of damage. You want to stay in the field mode because you can move around a lot faster. There's probably a Pokemon in this game for you, because all the Pokemon in this game are significantly different and have their own advantages and disadvantages, which is perfectly good. Like, seriously, it's good. Like, I'm not entirely sure how else to describe it. I admit I'm not very skilled or knowledgeable about fighting games, but the fights that I have been having have all been really interesting because all the different Pokemon are quite different in and of themselves, you know? There are, of course, other things that I haven't been getting into. I'm not actually going to be... I'm probably not going to be able to show you my synergy mode. So, the more synergy points you have, the faster your burst meter goes up. If your burst meter gets to 100%, you can hit both shoulder buttons, and it will let you do tons of extra damage, and... Whoops. It'll let you do tons of extra damage, and as you can see, this guy here is trying to play off his range powers. Can't let that happen for much too longer. There we go. Oh, I got critical hitted. Ow. Really should have countered and not critical there. That was kind of dumb on me. What was I saying? So yeah, you get a big-ass potential move if you go into your special mode like he's just done, which I'm not going to let stand for as long as humanly possible. You've also got a couple of other things you can do. Like, for example, if you hit the X and A buttons at the same time, you can do a counter move. And if you hit the X and B buttons at the same time, the Y and B buttons, I should say, at the same time, you do a grab. And the way this game's attacking works is that... Should not have jumped on top of that. The way this game's attacking works is that... Oh! No, that was a fight. The way this game's attacking works is that there's an attack triangle. It's grabs versus counters versus regular attacks. Counters are best against regular attacks, but they can be beaten out by grabs. Grabs can be beaten out by regular attacks. You get the general idea. It's your basic triangle. And it works pretty well, just because, well, it just works. Like, seriously, I don't know what else to tell you about it. It's a really neat idea that keeps you from not relying on one particular attack too long. You can also guard, but again, you are extremely open to grabs. That is also how they bring in the typical critical hits from Pokemon, right? If you do one particular move and then get hit by the move that move is weak to, you get screwed. So, see, I did a grab at a bad time there, the regular attack got through to it, and that wasn't actually... You get the idea, basically. Ooh, that's gotta suck. I'm sorry, mate. But yeah, the game's balance between all the different kinds of attacks and all that means that everybody stands a chance of doing well in this game, which is nice. Oh, hey, I actually get my, special attack. And so does he. However, it actually costs me, synergy to use a fair few of my attacks, which is the reason why I don't use it very often. Oh, Jesus. Oh, he brought down my defense. Whoop, hi. Gotcha. Suck that. It's kind of hard for me to talk about fighting games just because I'm not massively familiar with them. But just from... Oh. Just from me playing this, I can say that it all feels really well balanced. I've never felt like that I've been unfairly treated, except maybe against the Bleak Dark Mewtwo fights, but that is actually, like, really against you, even at the best of times. And the game is pretty fair about everything, right? What the hell? Oh, he got me from behind. That's cheap. I'm probably dead from that, aren't I? I'm not. I'm about to be. He's smart. He knew what I was going to do. Because you know I'm going to do this, though. Probably. Damn! Yep, he knew to attack. He knew not to block that. I actually lost that one. That's kind of neat. And of course, there are a couple of other things that I haven't taught. Wow. Okay, apparently I did really well that fight. Look at my ratings. Okay, sure. Probably should put some more points in synergy now that I think about it. Oh yeah, lucky bonus. That just gets me an extra thing that I don't have yet. But for now, let's just battle the next opponent. But yeah, the game's well balanced. It's got a lot of different things you can do. A lot of different Pokemon that you can be and fight that all handle the game in different ways. So you end up with a lot of variety, which is nice because this game really doesn't have much in the way of variety outside of the actual fights. So you've got a bunch of nothing for the single player content, more or less. Like, seriously, other than the League and the daily challenges, and once you're done with the League, all you'll have is the daily challenges. You'll have basically nothing else to do in the way of single player content, so you'll have to hop online, which is kind of unfortunate, because I would like more single player content. Like, you're trying to tell me that you can't think of an interesting set of single player content to do for a bloody Pokemon fighting game. I mean, Jesus, you couldn't have come up with some silly bullshit about running around the bloody region or something? Because this is a region we haven't seen in the games before. This is the Ferrum region, apparently. Oh, we both had the same idea, but I was just a little bit too late. Wow, okay. Jesus Christ almighty. Didn't mean to jump there, I was holding the block button, but of course I ended up having to jump. Thankfully, the Lapras can actually take out long-range projectiles, which is nice. And I've just lost a ton of my speed. Do have the ability to step dash as well, but it's kind of hard to do, honestly. Like, tapping the analog stick fast enough to do a step dash is kind of annoying, even on the Joy-Cons. I'm playing on the Pro Controller for the first time, but I've mainly been playing on the Joy-Cons, and it's annoying there as well. So, yeah, that just kind of sucks. But yeah, the game's basically got nothing in the way of single-player content, so you more or less have to hop online at some point, right? Thankfully, the game's online sync and all that is actually pretty good. Like, I don't really have that much problem with the way the game's netcode handles things. You've got, whoops, ow. You've got really good netcode, like, even across the ocean. Like, I've fought people who actually are in the United States, and I have noticed that the game does, like, slow down just a little bit to keep everything in check, but it's actually pretty neat because it still works really well, even if you're fighting with people on another continent. Surprisingly good netcode from Bandai Namco, who've had a rather shaky history with this sort of thing. And yeah, even when I'm fighting people with like, well, not so much bad connections, but long distance connections, I have found myself being absolutely fine with it. The game keeps up, it doesn't skip a beat. The controls might get a little bit laggy from time to time, but I haven't noticed anything that's particularly bad about it. If you are really, really sensitive to this sort of thing, you're probably not going to want to pick this up for cross-ocean battling. But still, it works relatively well in comparison to most of the other fighting games that I've played recently. Let's go for another one, huh? And then I can show you that replay I had. That was a fantastic replay. Battle the next opponent, please. This is annoying. I'm guessing it's because of the time I've been playing, but I was playing last night. It's currently like 3 PM on a Saturday. I was playing last night, and it was like giving me people every few seconds, so that's good. Ooh, Sizzle. Someone from Spain, apparently. So we'll get to see how this works, at least. I don't know how the bloody hell this trainer got a Mewtwo, but apparently they did. I mean, Sizzle makes sense, but bloody Mewtwo? Seriously? Alright, let's do this. Feeling a little bit of lag here, I've got to admit. It's a little bit slower on the inputs than it usually is. Also, this guy loves blocking. Oh, all critical hits. Oh shit, I should dodge as many of these as possible. Ow. Could you hear me tapping my analog stick to do the bloody dashes and not having them happen? That's frustrating as hell. Jesus, really? Should have blocked for a couple of those. What the hell am I doing? I need to take this slightly more seriously. Round 2. Yeah, as you can see, the analog controls seem to have lagged up a bit. I do appear to be playing with someone from another continent. This is fine, really. Yeah, you saw that coming. Everybody knows that you have to avoid the Hyper Beam with good old Mewtwo. My Hyper Beam actually penetrates blocking as well, so if he starts blocking too much, that's probably what I should do. Yeah, he takes less damage because he's in Hyper mode, which is kind of sucky, but whoa, hey, hi! Hey, don't do that, hey. Really should have paid more attention to the tutorial so I could see how to break out of a long combo if there is a way, but yeah, not letting that one get through to me. I'm just trying to get over the... Damn it! Of course they went... Of course they disappeared on me. There we go. Now this fight's interesting again. I have a better idea of what I'm doing. Alright, so I get to pick who I want. I guess I'll go with Lapras. Just so I can get a little bit of extra support attacking going on in there. Oh, I want that. There we go. I believe that attack lets me break through the shields, so very useful thing to have. I don't really know what else to say about Pokken Tournament. I think it's pretty fun. I am enjoying the twist on the 3D fighting genre. I am enjoying the battles. The character diversity is pretty high. Nothing particularly amazing, but it still works pretty well. I'm going to go into my special here just because I can. Oh, yeah, we're doing it. We're fucking doing it, mate. Come here. Come here. I'm going to beat the shit out of you. I'm going to beat you senseless. Oh, crap. Alright, let's see who wins this. He won it. It's alright. I can actually show you what this looks like from the perspective of me fighting a Gengar, who I haven't actually fought yet. Gengar was really popular. Come on, come on. Alright, you're down to 1. If I land any attack on you whatsoever, yeah, down you go. But yeah, I find the game to be pretty damn fun. The netcode works, the diversity is enough to keep me interested, and the depth of the mechanics is not amazingly deep, but it's got enough going for it that, again, keep me interested. I am enjoying this a lot. I'm not regretting buying it. I was worried that this was going to be a little bit more, I was worried this was going to be a little bit duller than I was expecting because, you know, I do believe the Wii U was around the time Nintendo wasn't being as particularly creative or open with their IPs as they potentially could have been, but no, if this is how it was back on the Wii U, I was probably solemnly mistaken. Hey, Suicune! But yeah, everything I've played of this game has been, you know, if it's not the single player content, has been pretty positive. I like it. I like it a lot. I probably need to go and stream this with people who own it that I have as viewers, just for the fun of it. Nothing happened. Thanks, lady. You're useless sometimes. I think that's one of the downsides of going with Whimsical, which is like the one that does it all at random. Wow. Shit, okay. Gotcha. Whoa! Shit, okay. Whoops. Wow, okay, I got flattened. Jesus, okay. How many more times can I say okay in the next 30 seconds? Right, okay, Lapras, you're coming with me. Come on, Game Face, take this seriously. That was a mistake. Need to block this, whatever it is. Don't try that beam bullshit with me, son. Oh. Oh, hey, yes! I'm not entirely sure what that special move was intended to be, but did not work out in your favor, mate, I gotta say. What? There we go. See, when I take it seriously, I can do alright. Snivy, why not? Alright, this will definitely be the last fight, then I'll go let you see that replay, because I did actually manage to get a special attack off, if I remember correctly. really need to learn how to do my counters. I admit that I'm nowhere near as good with my counters as I should be. Ow. Wait, what? Ah, come on. The bloody edge of me touched that, and I still somehow got the entire debuff. Okay, this is gonna be close. Hell yes. As I said, I haven't even tried the ranking mode, so I don't know if it's just me beating on the newbies or I'm just actually relatively good at this game with Mewtwo, but who knows. Maybe all those fighting games that I've played have actually gotten me a little bit better at this genre. Maybe I'll stand a chance when Under Night In-Birth comes around. Anyway, let's quit the battle. I'll go show you a replay and then we'll just leave it at that. It's fun. It is legitimately a fun fighting game. So, we'll search and replay continuously. That's pretty neat. I should actually no, saved replays, because it's the one that I saved. Playback, replay. I'd already beaten this guy, like, once at this point. At least I hope this was the match that I was thinking of. Actually, Gengar versus me. And so I don't think anyone actually played a decent... No, I don't think we fought a Gengar at all during this video, so you'll get to see what a fighting Gengar looks like. I'm cracking my fingers, I apologize. Didn't realize that was going to be so loud.
Round 2.
Look at the Electro just exercising on the treadmill back there. That's great. Look at that. That's a nice little background detail. This is where the guy got wise to my antics and just started beating me senseless. Look at that. Very well played. He got me. He got me from 1 health. Sure, he went back up to 30, but that was still probably 1 hit from a Mewtwo anyway. So anyway, look at his synergy meter. It's full, and so is mine. Here I am thinking that I've actually got full meter, but I don't because I use it like crazy. But anyway, I just got 4 of it, and I realized, so here we go, it's Giant versus Giant. I fired mine and I missed. And then he hit. That is actually a really cool animation right there. That is a hell of a dream eater. Yeah, this guy did really well though. This was a good fight. Yep. If that's not a good fight, I don't know what is. That's the reason I saved it. So, Yeah, there you go. That was a look at Pokken Tournament DX. It's fun as a fighting game, has almost no single player worth doing whatsoever, but as an online fighting game, as a 1 versus 1 fighting game that you can play with your mates, this will do. This will do really well indeed if you're looking for that for your Switch. Admittedly, it makes me want to go play bloody Gundam Versus, which means I'm going to have to go spend money on that. But yeah, I will admit that I do enjoy me some Pokken Tournament, and I will definitely be hopping online from time to time because it is a very enjoyable game indeed. So yeah, this has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.